Good morning, everyone. And today, here we are to discuss the publication ethics. As far as the definition of the ethics is concerned, most of the philosophical foundations we have elaborated with you and different branches about the philosophy like logic, metaphysics, epistemology, and different theories like value theory have been already discussed. What we visualize and what we realize that one of the provisional admission is being done in our mind regarding the definition of the ethics, or you can see these are the provisional definitions which were given by different philosophers. One more book is with me. I just open for you, and we will discuss this thing as the morality because of as and when you will see the syllabi. First unit RP01 has two aspects. First one is philosophical foundation. Another one is ethics. What are about the moral philosophy, ethics, moral judgments, etc. etc. By utilizing the whole time for this purpose, only we treat that in a common man language or the common man spirit. The definition is being treated like that. Code of conduct. Here is niti, niyat, and niyati. Perhaps I have told you earlier also, but today we have to elaborate in different way. Niti mean to say your policy, rules, regulations. Niyat, what is your intention to do that work? Niyati, that is the nature of things. About the metaphysics, what kind of the natural environment supports us. That is known as the third N, which is very much important in this case. However, moral philosophy is related to our action to be taken according to the principled conduct. Nature of moral judgments and the reactions. What are these? These are the fundamental virtues of a good human being, followed by a good society.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Am I audible to you all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, please mute your mic.
Okay, sir.
Here is we are discussing about the nature of moral judgment and reactions, fundamental virtue of good human being followed by a good society. Mean to say, we are able to differentiate good and bad, right and wrong. The same way, one more book is with me, having the different near about 680 pages, 650 pages are there. The chapter 1 of this book, Ethics, is saying that ethics is a science that deals with conduct insofar this is considered as right or wrong, good or bad. It means to say it is a single term which is defining our moral conduct as well as the moral life. It means to say that is the way of living, way of surviving in the society. If we are not able to survive in that way, which aims to give a systematic account of our judgments about the conduct. Insofar, these estimate is the standpoint of the right or wrong, good or bad. Briefly, the word ethics, ethical, these are derived from a Greek word ethos, which originally meant customs, uses, especially those belonging to some group as distinguished from another, later came to mean the disposition, character. What it mean to say? Suppose our society's custom is that we have to respect to the elders. Where it is not being done, then we receive the disapproval or the disapproval. Mean to say the society will not accept us. That's why there is a close combination and close correlation, or you can say perfect correlation with the morality and the ethics. Where there is no ethics, it means to say there is absence of morality. Because of the Latin word moral, mors, or the German stil, as Stilich is there, it means to say that is Sitten. It means to say what we have to be there, what we realize at the moment of that when we are sitting among those people who are very much close to us, and at that moment we try to take the respect, give the respect. As and when the custom is saying that you have to wake up in your class when your teacher enters that class, that is a custom. If the senior is coming to your class, you are standing up for the salutation. What it means? It means to say you are giving the respect to him, and it becomes our custom. It means to say that is the part of your morality, that you must have minimum ethics to stand up when your senior is entering the class. Here is, as we shall see, it was in the custom in the ethos that moral or ethical begins to appear. The same line is here. When we act to contrary to the customs of the group brought several disapproval. Yes, I stated earlier. Because of the society will not accept if you are not able to decide right or wrong, good or bad. Because of it depends upon your attitude, your belief. In the subject or in the lectures of the philosophical foundation, we have studied that the philosophy is based upon your belief and attitude. Similarly, here, our ethics are being developed, created, promulgated, and implemented as our habit on the basis of our experience, on the basis of our observation, what we are going to do. It means to say there are two ways regarding your conduct. The first one is moral life. As it is mentioned here, that a particular kingdom of man award is given here. Moral life aims to modify or transform both natural and social environment to build a kingdom of man, which shall be also an ideal social order, a kingdom of God. It doesn't mean that we have to read these lines and we explain that and lecture is over. No. We must create the periphery in our mind, in our brain, or the boundaries or the firewall by which we can imbibe our values, our morality in our habit, in our personality, in our character. If no, it means to say we are not acceptable to the society. That's why it is saying that natural and social environment. Mean to say you will not react toward the nature. As I told you earlier, that we have not to disturb the natural environment. Therefore, we have not to disturb the social environment also. If we will follow our rules, regulation, ethics in our social life, then we become ethical and we become moral. Here is different subjects are given specific problems of the ethics what we have to realize. There are two sides. First one is in case of study of inner process and outer process. Inner process mean to say sometimes we say the person is introvert, another person is extrovert. Yes, feeling inside that cannot be reflected outside every time. Sometimes we can see, sometimes we cannot see. We are not able to observe these things minutely. That's why I'm saying the inner side is saying that as determined by the outer conditions. It means to say the outer conditions can change your inner side, inner process, and the inner purpose affecting the inner life. What we are visualizing in our society, what kind of the environment we are observing. For example, my parents or my brothers, sisters, or any one of the family member is smoking before a kid, then what the kid realize, what the kid visualize. It means to say the picture of that particular element will be the part of brain of that kid. What is the shape of that element? What is the shape of and how to utilize, how to burn, and what is the stick or the matchbox, etc. etc. They came to know if we are not able to visualize the size of the bottle of a particular drink or whiskey, then the student, the kids, or the next generation will not willing to consume that. Point is that because of the outer side, outer conditions where we are prevailing, where we are surviving, they are foxing us, they are propelling us, they are forcing us to consume it. If these are not available at that moment, then nobody will purchase. Being the student of marketing, generally it is stated that supply creates on demand. No need to develop any kind of the demand through the advertisement. Point is that our outer conditions will disturb our inner life. Suppose I am taking a class, some of the students are creating any kind of the noise. What will happen? These outer conditions will disturb me, and on that basis we can visualize that the outer conditions are disturbing me. The first point. Or the again, to study a corporation may be economics, sociology, and the others. We have to say the purpose of person as affecting the welfare of the person and to judge its act as good or bad. From such a point of view is ethics. What it mean to say? It mean to say different kinds of these subjects when they will clubbed together, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, then they will rage the ethics among all the subjects. One second, please. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please continue this class. No problem. The moral life, it is very much extremely complex. It is being defined by the philosophers in this book, as you can study here. Yes, I agree with it. Because of the morality, suppose, as I stated earlier, we should speak truth. But sometimes the situation or the outer side, the outer world is pressurizing us not to speak the truth so that we can distract our kids from these habits or the other habits, or any kind of the situation arises when you attend a phone or the mobile nowadays. One is asking, where are you? Suppose you are traveling or driving the car, how much time you will take to come to me? You are saying 30 minutes. Yes, it was your estimation 30 minutes. But you reached after 1.5 hours. It means to say you have not spoken the truth. Little difference, very much thin difference between truth and lie. The genetic study is saying that we must understand the present conditions, and these conditions may be understood by us by reading our historical perspective, present situations, and moralities which are available in the previous stages, previous civilizations, or ancient civilizations. And then we can propel us, or you can say we can groom ourselves accordingly. Here are 4 points which are being given here. First is that we may begin our study with a simple material. As you know, professional ethics, civic ethics, domestic ethics, philanthropic, ecclesiastical, and social obligation claim judgment as well as the adjustment. What it mean to say? Mean to say we have to do the moral judgment when we are. Here the word is given, moral judgment. It is my morality, it is my moral judgment that I have to share the whole information, whole knowledge to my scholars, what I have. It is my morality, it is my moral judgment. Yes, I must provide them. A copy of this book is to be shared by me in our material heading of the classroom, Google Classroom. Why? So that you can draw different conclusions. You can utilize this book in your life also. Because of any single line which is being spoken by anyone may give a good lesson or the moral lesson for the whole life. It is not necessary that what I speak today that will be utilized by you today only. It can be utilized for many, many years. If I say, if you are willing to become a teacher, you have to attend your class well in time. Yes, everybody knows. But you have to create that image that, okay, this was a teacher, he has or she has attended all the classes well in the time. And he or she has informed all the students well in advance if there is no class. What is that? That is my moral judgment or a teacher's moral judgment. Generally, interest in the wealth, in knowledge, in power, in friendship, in social welfare make demand for recognition in fixing upon what is good. Yes. One person is doing the work or delivering the lecture to earn money. Different aspect will be there. One sent philanthropist, guru, is giving the knowledge or transforming the knowledge from one generation to another generation just to imbibe the morality or habits for the betterment of the society. Different aspect will be there. The person who is working for the earning of the wealth may not be good for the scent. If we are a teacher, we are teaching, it is our profession, then we must follow the professional ethics to become moral. Second time, or the second point is there. Complex moral life is like the human body in that it contains rudiments and survivals. What it mean to say? It mean to say when we are able to survive in the natural environment, every season you will see when you are riding a horse, immediately rainy season will start. What will happen? You will not leave that place. You will enjoy the raining system. Why? Because of there is no option and you have to enjoy. Sometimes very much tough environment, tough weather, tough climate is being available with us, then we have to survive ourselves with that. This point is saying. One more that moral judgments are explained when we discover how the judgments came to form in the first instance. Yes, I agree with it. Because of sometimes we decide we have to do this work. Why? What is the purpose? If purpose is for the humanity, purpose is the for the welfare of the society, you can do. My dear students, one line is very much important. What I share with you: good decisions remain bad decisions if they are being done with the bad intention. In simple words, all good decisions with bad intention will remain bad decisions. Sometimes we speak that my intention was not so bad, but it happened. No. If your intention is good or bad on that basis, what was your decision? You are trimming as good decision, but your intention is bad. It means to say decision is also bad. Therefore, it is necessary that we must be clear about our conflict. Many apparent conflict in the moral judgments are explained when we discover how the judgment came to form in the first instance. What it mean to say? When we have to observe each and everything very much closely, then you will see the decision what you have taken was not good. Any query up to this level you are willing to ask?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Third point is there. You are getting my lecture properly? Audible, visual, no disturbance?
Yes, sir. Properly visible.
Okay. The third reason, we may get a more objective material for the study. Our moral life is so intimate as a part of the ourselves that is hard to observe impartially. What it mean to say? It is saying that the philosopher is saying that our life is very much complex. Yes, moral life is complex. However, the life may not be complex. When the morality is attached with our life, then it becomes more complex. If we are rough and tough, then there is no problem. What the point or the reason is saying that the whole life can be survived or moral life may be led not in the parts, not in the pieces. It must be survived in full. But we have to observe it in pieces. When you are kid, what was your thought? When you are young, then teenager, then more than that, then more than that. Mean to say, as per the age increases, your attitude, your behavior, your groom, your orientation toward the society changes. When you are kid, we all are the children at that moment. We love every family member, and every family member loves us. But at the age of the 20 and more than that, what happened? My mother is same, father is same, I am also same, but due to age difference or due to my groomness, where I am, what is that? That is our morality. If we are stay connected with our family members in that sense at that time of my childship or kidship, then there is no problem. But we ignore these things as and when we start grooming. And then we state that, okay, I can decide what is good or bad, what is right and wrong. It means to say you are discarding the experience of your parents. It means to say you are not willing to take the taste of the experience of your parents. That's why there is a difference, there is a conflict between the thoughts of the kids and the parents. That is the third reason. And one more this, what our customs, laws, moral standards of other people standing out as peculiar, mean to say very much important. Why? You are here, suppose you are studying in India, different rules, regulation, laws are there. When you will study in Iraq, different rules and regulations are there. We must follow the rules and regulation of that country where we are surviving, where we are living. Yes, why not? But the philosophy is saying that why all the rules are not same? As we are treating one of the perspective, universe as a whole, world as a whole, we have to treat. Then why the rules are different? The driving rules in India is different. In USA, it is different. In India, we are driving the car by sitting on the right side. But in USA, we have to drive the car by sitting in the left side. Why these are differences? The philosophy is saying that, or the morality is saying, we have to follow the rules of that country where we are surviving. No problem. But it becomes very much complex because of I am not habitual to drive my car by sitting on the left seat of the car. What will happen? Accidents. I will disturb the society. Therefore, this morality or the moral judgments are saying that we must sit together. And then we have to observe and we have to visualize that most of the rules are to be framed in that sense where we are living. And these must be unique. These must be unilateral, not bilateral or trilateral. No. These are different reasons which we can analyze for the purpose of the complete moral analysis. Moreover, the fourth reason for the genetic study is to emphasize the dynamic and progressive character of the morality. Here is the point which is given, or you can underline it here. Fourth reason. What is that? A genetic study is that it is emphasizing on what? The dynamism. Group dynamics there. Other kind of the dynamics are there. Progressive character of the morality. Today's world, you are different. When you become a teacher, code of ethics for the teachers are different, for code of ethics for the students are different. If these all are different, then what will happen? It will give a different aspect of life. Merely to examine the present may easily give the impression that the moral life is not a life. It is a moving process every time, continuing process. We are not able to say that we can change all kind of the structure, custom, uses, philosophies. No, not possible. Sometimes it is stated that we have to follow the system, otherwise system will change you. Don't try to change the system will change you. Why we are saying that? Because of system is very much old tradition, old custom, which has been created, established after having so many conclusions, so many inferences, so many experiences by our seniors. Don't try to change that. Because of they have experienced that if we will not follow this, what will the result of this? These are the reasons by which we can distract ourselves. Moreover, theory and practice, yes, practically it is very much tough. We can discover the ethical principles, these ought to give more guidance. For whom? For those problems which has not been resolved for us and we are not able to take the decision. Generally, a statement is given in this theater of man's life, it is reserved for God and the angels to be lookers on. Generally, this statement is this thing. In Indian philosophy, it is also there. If you are going to do any kind of the bad thing, what we visualize, generally statement is given, nobody is watching me, only the God is watching me. God is watching, Allah is watching, Almighty is watching. What kind of the morality propels in your mind? Or what kind of the morality you feel? What is your intention? When you visit any kind of the religious place, you will see that there are different kinds of the waves in your brain. We will not try to snatch anything at the time of the religious temple or any other kind of the building or the institution. Why? Because of that kind of the morality or the moral life or the custom is being developed or have already been developed by our ancestors, that we have to follow these ethics when we entering in such kind of the institutions. Temple of education, universities, colleges, schools. What are these? In these schools or the gurukuls, what we are going to reflect, just to give a lecture on the morality, how to succeed your moral life, so that the next or the coming generations will follow you. And you feel that, okay, you have adopted morality. That's why it is being stated that man must act well or ill. Maybe good, maybe bad, maybe wrong, maybe right. But if he has reflected, has considered his conduct in the light of general principles of human order and progress, he ought to be able to act more intelligently and freely to achieve the satisfaction that always attends on a scientific as compared with uncritical or rule of thumb practice. What it mean to say? The statement is given by the Socrates or the Socrates. A life unexamined, uncriticized is not worthy of a man. It means to say we must have to follow the moral life. If it is not examining or it is not examined by us, then we are not able to say that we have experienced that. It, it doesn't mean that we have to act wrong, bad, ill, and then get the experience. No. Every time you will not do the mistake or the blunder to get an experience. You can learn from the experienced persons who are the seniors. One statement is given by me every time: experience has no any alternative, no alternate of the experience. What the person has experienced, we cannot get it. We just collect those experiences and succeed the life. What is the relation between moral and the ethics? Why and how? What it mean to say? Certain characteristics of the moral may be seen in a cross-section statement of the elements in moral conduct at a given time. Because of cross-sections, cross-societies are there by which we have to visualize what kind of the morality or moral judgment we are living, surviving. If we see here, the point is that how and why. What act? Today you are attending the class. Why and how? What is the intention before that? And what kind of the attention you have for that purpose? It means to say, first of all, we must intend ourselves toward our objective, towards our purpose. Suppose you are attending this class and I am also attending this class. Why? I have to pass the knowledge from one generation to another. It is my objective. And you are willing to gain some knowledge and other motives may be there. How to do the dialogue delivery, where the pose is to be given, how to speak, how to visualize. Different acts you can learn from this lecture. Now, another point is, in case of this, the criterion is there. What? As I told you. What I mean to say? One is that of higher and lower within the man's own self. Other is his treatment of the others. Sometimes we feel that I am okay, you are not okay. I am saying you have to do this work, but you are not doing that. But you are not visualizing why he is not or she is not doing this work. Suppose you are sitting in the class. A teacher said that please note down these points. One of the student has not any kind of the ball pen or the pen or a notebook may be there. He or she is not able to write because he has no any kind of the writing material. And teacher is going to punish him or her. No, it is immoral judgment. Why and how? Because of the teacher has not asked any question or any query, why you are not writing, why you are not able to write. Maybe a cause of accident in the hand, injured hand is there, he or she is not able to write. What it means to say, you have to see what criteria, how you are thinking, why you are thinking, and why you are taking any action. We must see such kind of the things. We should not be a man as a slave to his appetites. What it means to say? just to not give any kind of the habit to anyone which is not willing to take. If the another person is not willing to take your habits, why you are forcing him or her? Suppose my parents are saying, okay, please wake up at 4 a.m. every day in the morning and take a cup of tea. Yes, I wake up 4 a.m., but I'm not willing to take a cup of tea. What it means to say? It means to say that the morality of the life. But the morality is that, okay, I obey your decision, no problem. I love your orders, no problem. But the consumption of the tea is by habit or not, depends. It depends on my body structure. I'm not feeling happy after consuming the tea. Why you are forcing me? It means to say the stimuli or the drive or the cue. If the stimulation is there to take a cup of tea, I will take. If there is no stimulation, why should I? That is the first criteria of your moral judgment. Secondly, in case of this, what the treatment of the others? Analysis of how, right, and the God. Before that, one more thing is there. Justice, kindness, the conduct of the golden rule are the right and good. Injustice, cruelty, selfishness are the wrong and the bad. It has been defined. Mean to say, on the other side, if you will provide the justice to the others, and you must be kind enough, then it is right. If you are doing injustice and you are a cruel person and you are doing every activity for your selfishness, these are wrong and the bad. The definition is clear about the what criteria. This criterion is saying that we must follow the moral life having two aspects. Must be justice, provide the justice to everyone, and be kind. Next one is how. How it mean to say, sometimes one act is right, then the hero or the saint may believe that it is also good. If an act is good in the fullest sense, then it will command itself as right. But it is not necessary that every time what is right, what we think. No. Maybe right for you, maybe wrong for me. But the point is that how you have decided. In this paragraph, you can understand, I just underline it. We think of it as before judges. We bring that to a standard and measure that as per the moral law or to obey. We respect the authority and hold ourselves responsible. If we are not acting or reacting, as per the moral ethics, it means to say we are not able to provide the justice to anyone. Therefore, it is necessary for us, when we speak consequences, if I will do this thing. For example, you are an administrator and you have to decide so many cases which are being given by the subordinates to you, that you have to visualize and analyze on the basis of this moral philosophy. Otherwise, there is no option that the decision which you have taken, as I stated earlier, good decisions remains bad decision which are being taken with the wrong intention. Therefore, this point is saying the man who recognizes such a law and in anxious to find to do his duty we call conscientious. Consciousness mean to say if the conscience is there and you are conscientious about that point, it mean to say he has the self-control and he or she can decide what we have to do. On yesterday, we have taken the interview of two more fellows or the scholars. Different questions being asked. Honest scholars very well know about this aspect. Some have said yes, some of the questions are being replied yes or no. Yes. But the teacher has to decide. Has he be admitted or not? Yes, authority will decide. What is that? On the basis of the judgment, mean to say, when you are deciding about how right or wrong, you should act as judge, then you can decide. Another point, if I think of good, I am approaching conduct from the standpoint of value. If just I am saying wrong, it means to say I am not doing or disappointing the value. I am thinking of what is desirable. This is to a standard. Good is different, desirable is different. Different standards are being decided. It means to say I am to choose it, identify myself with it, rather than to consider or control myself by it, yes or no. If yes, it is my ideal. Another point, to summarize about the morality or the moral judgments, we will take 5 to 7 minutes, no more, so that we can clear this point. Am I audible to you all in a proper way?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
To sum up, okay, thank you. To sum up the main features of the moral life, different features are available. We are surviving our life in different words, different ways, but here is what has two aspects: dominance of the higher ideal interest of the knowledge, art, freedom, rights, and life of the spirit. What it meant to say? It meant to say moral life must be viewed in form of that. If you are willing to become higher, then you must be more and more kind enough, and you must have the interest in the knowledge. Regard for the others, yes. As I told you earlier, respect can be commanded, not demanded. We must give the regard. Automatically, justice, sympathy, and benevolence you will receive. You will be most revered at that moment. The reverence of the life, a reverence of the God is being derived by you, is being commanded by you, and it is in your hands. If you will provide ethically everything to the society, society will recognize you, and you have to pay for that. Another one is how you must recognize some standards. What is the definition of the right for me? I have the self control, yes or no. I just do every activity that is good. Good mean to say in the interest of the society, in the interest of the nation, in the interest of the humankind. Then there is no harmful. Nothing is there. And you can succeed with good life, moral life. And conscious attitude must be there. If you are concise or conscience, you can say, sometimes what we recognize, yes, that person, my dear students or my dear scholars, one thing I have to share with you, different wallpapers in the mobile are there. I use the wallpaper of Swami Vivekananda. When I will open my eyes, when I will open my mobile, switch on, I will see the picture of that fellow who has given a lecture or a speech on the brotherhood. And that kind of the philosophy we must imbibe in our mind. And then we can visualize and realize our moral life. Swami Vivekananda has elaborated each and everything on the basis of the brotherhood. Vedanta is there. Such kind of the philosophies have been given by him. For what? For the morality. Moral as a growth, we can create instinctive activity and the attention. Please unmute your mic as and when I will convey, otherwise keep it mute. Okay. Now, the psychologist distinguishes three stages in conduct: instinctive activity, another one attention, third one is habit. These three things we can utilize for the growth and development of our morality or the moral life. Because of, if the activity is not being taken by you in the favor of the society, then the stage of your conscious direction will not able to be controlled. You will create a different kind of the image. I can just give an example. One of the person has unmuted his or her mic. Two or three words are being spoken. What is that? It means to say there is a conflict of the morality in that sense. I'm not serious about my class. I'm not serious about my teacher. I'm not serious about my scholar fellows. That's why this problem may can happen. Another aspect may be there. I'm not tax savvy, or my family members come across to me and there may be a disturbance. Yes, so many reasons may be there. But try to make the attention toward our work. We must pay 100%, not zero. If we are focusing in our lecture, then such kind of the activities will not happen. And these activities are known as instinctive due to attention. And for that purpose, it becomes your habit. If you are a person of the disturbing nature of that class, you will always disturb the class. Some of the naughty students are available in different classes. But this is the class of global level. Every person must be serious, whether he or she is a teacher, whether he or she is a scholar. Otherwise, what will happen? The unconscious activities will go beyond your control and you are not able to control at that moment. What the action is to be taken by the teacher? Teacher will remove the person from the Google Classroom and the class. And what you will feel? You will feel bad. And the word is bad. Good or bad, you can decide. It is bad for me or bad for you. And that is the basic philosophy of the morality. Okay, anyway, my dear students, that is related to your habit, instinctive activity, and your morality and moral life. How you will survive in a long run. With these words, I close this meet. If any query, any question, you can ask.